to the October 2021 Board of Public Works and Safety meeting. Roll call, please. Here. Here. Are there any conflict of interest statements from the board?
No, sir.
No. Approval of minutes of the meeting of October 7th, 2021 and October 14th, 2021.
Make a motion to approve those minutes.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Bid openings, there are none. Matters from department heads or their representatives. Hearing none, seeing none. Okay. Okay, it's on the back. Item 7, correspondence. Request for advertising dates of October 28th, 2021 and November 4th, 2021 with a bid opening date of November 18th, 2021 for the Hammond Avenue roadway reconstruction and Rimbach Street realignment submitted for approval. Mr. Butler.
Good morning to the board, particularly Chief Margraf. Good morning, sir. Nice to see you. I would want to introduce Gina Sessions, who is in the audience. John Kennedy could not be with us today, or maybe he's en route, but Gina is with American Structure Point. She's been our consultant, our lead consultant on this particular project. This is the Hammond Avenue reconstruction project that kind of was inspired by the downtown master plan, Hammond between Sibley and Russell Street. Very excited about this project moving forward. So we're seeking the board's approval to advertise this project starting next week with a bid opening on November 18th. We're trying to get the project in fairly soon so that we get as good a prices as we can. And this is being funded through the American Rescue Plan. So there's been money set aside for that project through what we affectionately refer to as the pink sheet process. It has already been appropriated by the Common Council of the City of Hammond. And if there are any questions, I'd be happy to entertain them. And obviously, Mrs. Sessions is here to answer any questions that the board may have as well. I didn't realize you were standing there.
Any questions?
No, sir.
I mean, is there anything you'd like to add? What Mr. Button said? We don't have any questions for you at this point.
Nothing to add. That all sounded great.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, then I will make a motion to approve the advertising dates and bid opening date.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item B, correspondence received from Mr. Dean Button, Capital Improvement Board, requesting $322,950 of CIB funding be allocated for design engineering services in the Marquette Greenway Design Engineering, Kennedy Avenue to Klein Avenue, with First Group Engineering and corresponding contract submitted for approval.
So this project is a project that we submitted to the Northwestern Indiana Regional Planning Commission for funding, for construction funding. I want to say that the bid opening would be in 2025, so it's a kind of a long way out. The federal process takes a long time with the environmental review. So we also have right-of-way engineering funded federally as well. So NERC and Federal Highway give us funding for certain projects. This is one of those projects. Construction is 80-20 match, but the city provides 100% funding for the engineering design. This is the Marquette Greenway segment that's between Kennedy Avenue and Klein Avenue. The completion of this construction would do about 95% of the entire Marquette Greenway through the city of Hammond, right? So this is one of two of final phases. There's a very short segment south of 150th near the sanitary district that goes into East Chicago that also needs to be constructed. So this is an agreement for design engineering services. The city controller has approved the funding allocation, as has Mayor McDermott and the Capital Improvements Board on Monday. And so The other thing I wanted to say is that the majority of this trail project goes near the Resco facility on Kennedy Avenue and to the east, and it's really through kind of the nature preserve. And we do have concurrence, at least in principle, with the Shirley Hines Land Trust and the Nature Conservancy that are the property owners east of Resco, that they will allow us to build this trail on their property. And we've been through the division of nature preserves at IDNR, and they're all on board with what we're proposing. And so, as is NERC. And so we would ask for your approval of this agreement.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm going to make a motion to approve Mr. Button's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item C, correspondence received from Mr. Dean Button, Capital Improvement Board, requesting $20,000 CIB funding be allocated for design engineering services in the Hoffman Avenue on-street trail with First Group Engineering and corresponding contract submitted for approval.
Thank you. This project replaces a originally funded NERC federal highway project. Former city engineer Stan Dostotny had applied with the city to NERC for funding of a bike trail along the north side of the Grand Calumet River from not only there, but all the way into downtown. So it was, but predominantly from Soul Avenue to the city limits with East Chicago along the north side of the Grand Calumet River. When we realized that the sanitary district was in the midst of constructing a CSO basin at Columbia Avenue, we thought that would probably be a bad location for a trail in the end. And so the city petitioned the NERC funding for that project to be substituted with what was now called Homan Avenue Complete Streets that the board acted on last week. That was an agreement with American Structure Point to do design on a portion of Homan Avenue. So we've taken the funds from one project and moved it over to another project. NERC asked that we find another way to replace that dedicated trail along the north side of the Grand Cal with a substitute. And this was our proposal, and they agreed with it. But it would be fully funded by the city in order to move the money from one project to another. And so this is really a fairly simple pavement marking project that will take us basically on Hoffman from Torrance to where the Marquette Greenway Trail is. So in front of the Queen Anne property, the old Candy, to the Marquette Greenway Trail, which is near where the South Shore, the NIPSCO easement, and our bike trail, the Marquette Greenway, comes through on Hoffman. And so this is engineering services to do the layout for the pavement marking, signage, and so forth. And then hopefully next year we'll be able to go ahead and do the pavement markings to meet our commitment with NERC. And so we ask for your approval on this action.
Questions?
No.
Okay.
Okay. I will make a motion to approve Mr. Button's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item D, correspondence received from 2nd District Councilman Pete Torres requesting $7,900 of gaming funds be allocated for the design, engineering services for ornamental street lighting for Cedar Avenue and corresponding amendment number 1 with VS Engineering, Inc., submitted for approval. The request has been signed by the councilman, the city controller, as well as the mayor.
Okay, I will make a motion to approve Councilman Torres' request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh my. Sorry. It's okay.
Need a drink of water?
Item E, correspondence received from Kelly Kearney, Chief of Inspections, advising that on April 15th, 2021, a demo bid was awarded to Acton Contracting for the demolition of 1656 through 58 Indianapolis Boulevard at a cost of $23,000. However, it was later determined that Acton did not include the cost of removing the parking lot. Therefore, Mr. Kearney is requesting the approval for the bid to be re-awarded to the next lowest responsible and responsive bidder, JM Industrial Services, for the cost of $24,000, which included the removal of the parking lot. Additionally, on April 15th, 2021, the demo bid for 830 Becker was awarded to JM Industrial Services at a cost of $19,900. However, it was later determined that JM Industrial did not include the cost of remediation in their bid. Therefore, Mr. Kearney is requesting the approval for the bid to be re-awarded to the next lowest responsible and responsive bidder, Acton Contracting, for the cost of $29,200, which included the environmental work. Mr. Smith.
Yes, sir. Mr. President and Board, good morning.
Morning.
I'm not going to repeat the letter, but
Thank you.
just to note that the reason that these were reawarded was that parking lot and the remediation work were in the specs, but we didn't realize that they hadn't been included till after. So I just wanted to note that for the record, that this was because that work was in the specs and they didn't bid it correctly.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to approve the changes that were outlined by Mr. Kearney.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, page 2. Item F, correspondence received from the Whiting Christmas Committee requesting EMA or Hammond Police Department assistance at their Christmas parade to be held on Friday, December 3rd, 2021, with lineup beginning at 6 p.m. at the parking lot on 119th Street and Davis Avenue and 119th Street across from Hammond Clark High School, submitted for approval.
I know we've helped them before. I wish Donnie was here.
Please do. Obviously, they're on our street or something, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we've helped them before. I want to believe, but
Well, I mean, we'll forward a request to you guys
EMA,
and to
please.
EMA. Yeah, both.
we're going to approve it. Approve it and then just send it over there.
I mean, that's not the same, no, it's on a Friday. Ours is usually on Saturday, right?
Yeah, ours is, I believe,
Okay.
Next day, so we're good.
Okay.
Okay, then I'm going to make a motion to approve the request and to forward it to EMA and the police department for their review.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item G, correspondence received from Ron Novak requesting the approval of the proposed license agreement renewal with St. John Middlehauser and Associates for the property located at 664 State Street, submitted for approval. This is, I believe Mr. Novak mentioned to us this morning, the 5th renewal. So it's been here before. Yes, so, right.
Okay, I will make a motion then to approve Mr. Novak's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Matters from board members. There is one. It is purchase of 2 new fire engines and a ladder truck for the fire department. Mr. Smith, would you like to?
Sure. Just briefly, the city controller who's here today, Ms. Flores, confirmed with me that this has gone through her department and to the mayor, and he's approved the request. So I'd request that the contract be signed as presented. And I have presented the Board of Works assistant, Linda, with that piece of paper showing the mayor's approval.
Okay, so we're just approving the contract. Okay, then I will make a motion to approve the contract.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anything else, Mr. Long, anything?
No, sir.
Ms. Perez?
No, sir.
Okay. Item 9, new business. Item A, agreement with Republic Services for the transportation and disposal of soil for the Robertsdale remediation project, submitted for approval.
Yes, so this is, as you know, we've been putting before you several items regarding the lead remediation project. It's funded by the American Rescue Plan, and this is simply for the transport of the soils to Newton County. by Republic, so I'd request its approval. I don't know if Mr. Button has anything else to add.
Okay, then I will make a motion to approve the agreement with Republic Services.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item B, Nexus subscription, Lexus amendment for the law department submitted for approval.
It's important for the law department to continue to research the law, so I'd request its approval.
Did I get that
If you need
wrong?
it, I guess.
LexisNexis, right?
LexisNexis.
Okay.
Okay, then I will make a motion to approve the subscription. Easy for you to say.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item C, contract with Tyler Technologies for the city's software.
This is a pretty big issue, and I don't know if Megan wants to come up and say anything about this, because this has been her baby, and it's going to be great for the city.
Good morning, Board. So actually, this is not just a contract for the city's software. This is a new software for the city, the sanitary district, and the water department. We're all encompassing, we're all going on the same software technology so that I'm their fiscal officer. I'll be able to pull up their information and just monitor their financials a little closer day to day, whereas right now we're all completely separate. This is something, as Kevin mentioned, that has been in the works. Actually, before I became controller, Heather was working on this, I want to say since 2018. So the total contract is about $3.8 million, and this is, there's only about $1 million of that are one-time fees, just going through the implementation process. That's going to be 12 to 14 months worth of a process. And this is something that we're going to be splitting 3 ways. We've also received American Rescue Plan dollars in the amount of $1.3 million to help bring that cost down. So this is, it's going to significantly change the way every department in the city, the sanitary district and the water department operate, as well as give the general public access to, day-to-day things that they would typically have to come into City Hall for. They're going to be able to do that from an app or from a web-based computer.
And again, just water department, sanitary district in the city, right? Silver City?
Correct.
Or the whole city? Okay.
You good?
Yes.
Anybody? Okay, I will make a motion then to approve the contract with Tyler Technologies.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Megan.
I got this, bud.
Oh, okay. Disposal authorization submitted from the Hammond Police Department. Okay.
Okay, I will make a motion to approve the disposal authorizations.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nothing untoward in those at all?
Nothing at all.
Okay. Okay. How about you, sir?
Okay,
Garage sale permit submitted for approval.
I will make a motion to approve the garage sale permits.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I didn't see, did you get credit? All right. Item F, rental registration for the property located at 6626 Monroe Avenue. Elcon Properties, LLC.
Good morning,
Good
Board.
morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
So I represent Elcon this morning. Teresa Sakiyama cannot be here due to some events that related also to the insurance policy for that property. After Elcon acquired the property, we did not submit the rental registration in a timely manner. When the lease was submitted to State Farm accidentally canceled the policy as well. So we had to wait for the policy to be reinitiated, which took us past the date of the required rules. Now, I have to admit that when I read the rules, I missed the part of what happens after April the 15th. We have never been late with any of the paperwork, so I'm asking for leniency for this first occurrence.
Nick, thank you. Can you give us some history?
Yeah, they're actually new purchasers of the property as of May 24th, 21. It's a single-family home. They only owe for 2021, and it's the only property in the city that's listed under their ownership at this time.
Is this the only property that you own, ma'am?
Yes.
You good? Okay, I'm going to make a motion then to waive the late fee. And ma'am, you can register at the end of today's meeting if you'd like to do that, please.
I will do
Okay.
that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye?
Aye. Okay. Item G, rental registration for property located at 17 Mason Street. Ms. Gonzalez,
Hi. Oh, sorry.
second, please. Okay, could you state your name for us, please?
Hi, my name is Erica Gonzalez. My
Erica,
father. Yeah,
okay.
my father owns the property. He
Okay.
just doesn't speak English. So I've never done this before, but I was listening to what she said. So actually, we didn't know that there was a registration. We were unaware. We bought the property in 2017, and we began to rent it in 2018. So we're behind on the rentals, the registration amount payments of the $5. So the reason we found out why this even was a thing was because we were trying to get a permit to replace the windows, and they told us that we had to go through this process, which we were unaware of.
Nick, some history?
Yeah, we're showing that they purchased the property December 5th of 2017. There was some work done throughout until final approval was received for the utilities to get turned on in January of 18. Now, there were affidavits submitted at the beginning of 2018, so we're aware of the registration requirement. So depending on when they got attended there, seeing as how we owe 4 years of rental registrations, I would recommend that the board refer this action to Smith Sursick's office due to the number of years and the amount that's owed on the property for the 4 years of the rental registration.
Are there any other properties that you own in the city of Hammond?
In the city of Hammond, no.
So, and since everybody's here, maybe we can resolve it. Because I heard Nick usually would just come to our office and we, pursue collections. The fact that they have the affidavit, I guess, tells me that at some point someone that had ownership interest knew that there was a registration procedure because they filled out the affidavit. Given that it's 4 years, there haven't been any other problems with the property name. Yeah, I would just recommend file the registration fees at $20 and 1 year late fee to close, and then waive the other $1,500 or $2,000.
Is it a single-family home, you said? Oh, okay. And again, Mr. Smith, your recommendation would be?
One year late
One
fee,
late
waive 3 years of late fees and close the regular registration fees of $5 a year. So it'd be $525 or $520, I think.
520, 520, yeah.
Is that understood? Do you understand what Mr. Smith is putting out to us? I mean, it could be $2,000 and $2,080, could be.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm just putting that out there.
Okay.
You
And
understand?
yeah. And how would I know what the total amount would be? Like talking.
Oh, it'd be $520. If you agree with what my recommendation.
Oh, yes, we agree.
We're going to fill it out right now so you know, and you can take care of it after the meeting today or 30 days, right?
Yep, they have 30 days to pay before the decision is null and void and the original amount becomes due. They can submit the rental registration. They'll take the board's decision downstairs, have the secretaries review it. They can sign off. They can pay today, or you have 30 days to take care of it.
Okay, perfect. We could.
And it's a continually annual
Yeah,
process
every the 15th.
forward from today.
Okay, perfect. I'm sorry. Yeah,
okay.
I apologize. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion then to apply the late fee for 2018 and waive the late fee for 19, 20, and 21 for a total cost of $520, okay?
Thank you. Thank
My
you.
motion.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Nice. Item 10, old business. 6521 California Avenue, requesting permission to place temporary no parking signs in front of Lot 6521 California, in order to move large equipment and supplies in and out without damaging any neighboring vehicles during the construction of a new single-family home. Were you able to speak?
I will tell you this, I left him 2 or 3 messages on his phone, which started the day of the last meeting. He has yet to call me back, so I don't know if that's on purpose or what's going on, but at least 2 messages were left on his phone.
And I would say I drove by the property yesterday. The foundation for the home and the garage are already in. The concrete's already been poured. I didn't notice any vehicles actually parked anywhere around the curb space that he would be talking about.
I imagine he's going to be bringing in lumber, for one,
Well, I would think so.
but I don't see any reason it would be a proceeding process.
What about, would you not think he would know the days that that stuff would be delivered, and maybe only on that particular day that he could do something in that regard? Yeah, I wouldn't give a blanket approval till the house is built. I wouldn't.
We talked about maybe putting cones out there, and he could put cones out.
Possibly on days he knows the deliveries are coming, correct?
I would try to reach out to
That's
him,
fair.
let him know that he can go and offer on the days of delivery.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, and if people in the neighborhood are ignoring the cones, then you know, we'll have
Okay,
police go out
sure.
there and
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to deny the request then, right? Okay, I'm going to make a motion to deny the request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item B, status. Rental properties located at 1324 170th, 2736 173rd, 3249 163rd, 3324 175th, 3642 173rd, 3303 Kenwood, 6743 Missouri, 7413 Marshall, and 6011 Columbia, 4 units. Nick?
Third time's a charm. The ones down, you don't need to use them since they're out. So in the last meeting, representative from Blueprint Capital Investments LLC appeared, and the initial hearing, which was held back in, I want to say the end of August, nobody appeared. The late fees were, the rental registration late fee appeal was denied. Subsequently, a letter followed requesting a new hearing. There's a copy for each of you to review.
Oh.
So last time, she had claimed that the 8 properties here were all vacant and listed for sale. Based on the information that I've received from the water department, that would be contradictory to those statements, as every property did have consumption throughout 2021. And the only property that actually changed hands was 7413 Marshall, which was August 19th of 2021. Therefore, they would have still been responsible for the rental registration requirement. So at this time, since I don't see a representative from Blueprint Capital LLC, I don't feel the board would need to take any action, as the late fees are already assessed through previous findings and decisions.
Yeah, it was quite hefty, wasn't it?
Yeah,
$3,000, right?
I don't recall what it was.
Yeah.
4,000?
All of these are single-family homes, and then we have a 4-unit at 6011 Columbia.
Yeah, okay.
So I would just,
Well, we've already adjudicated the fines, right?
this is the 3rd attempt,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So just acknowledging this then? Is that what we're doing at this point? Okay, are we just acknowledging it?
Okay, okay. Yeah, we're acknowledging, the board's acknowledging the water department usage, and we're going to concur with what the fines have already been said.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item C, status. Rental property located at 20 Highland Street. Mr., I don't see him.
Yeah, Maglioka. He's
Yeah,
actually out of the state. So last time we had an inspection scheduled, and then prior to that commencing, we were informed that an occupant at that location had contracted COVID.
Right.
And then Mr. Maglioka had to leave the state, as is his typical practice throughout the year, I guess. So I've left him a couple messages to get this set up. In the event that he fails to schedule the inspection in a timely manner, I would just request the board deny the appeal of the late fees, and then we'll move forward.
Is anybody living there now?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. The issue that we came across is it was previously registered as like a 6-unit in our system. So there were fees in the amount of $30 paid annually, because although the property is constructed as a single-family home occupancy, there are rooms that are being rented out. Therefore, along the lines with the requirements for hotels and rooming houses, we need to establish that it's currently constructed to meet those requirements to be occupied in that manner prior to moving forward with what we would hold Mr. Maglioka responsible for as far as rental registration would be concerned, because there's a different set of standards for rooming houses where you'd have to pay a $100 annual fee
Yeah, and this
for that.
this has been out there for a little while, right?
Yeah,
I'm kind of getting
yeah.
the impression that he's kind of
Yeah.
bringing us along a little bit
Yep.
here.
So if the board would like, I would make a recommendation to deny the appeal of the late fee for the property, and then we can move forward through the code enforcement department as far as getting an inspection conducted.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay,
Okay, I'll make a motion to deny the appeal for the late fees.
Thank you.
thank you.
I second.
You got a piece of paper there?
Yep.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh. Would be that one?
Yeah, yeah.
Item D. Too fast? Slow
Nope.
down?
No, I'm going to figure this one out when we get done.
Demolition status, 4905 Linden Street. Mr. Taylor.
Mr. Taylor, as you recall, came last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago,
Oh,
2 weeks ago, I think.
during public comment, because he had missed the week before. I think this
Right.
was the status we set at that prior meeting. So he has shown up. I don't know if Mr. Kearney wants to add anything. I know that he's been, I guess the progress has been slow.
we're trying to get a rehab agreement, correct?
We'd like to finalize one, yes.
Yes. He has submitted plans for he wants to put a second addition on,
Right.
second floor. He has submitted plans are good, but there's been no construction for almost 2 years now. We finally got the property sited.
Has there been any overtures towards you or anybody in your department about a rehab agreement at all? It's been a couple weeks.
It's been a couple of years. We did have a rehab agreement.
But it expired, right?
Expired, yes. So,
No, this is the conversation we had the last time he was here, that he was going to seek you guys out and get a new agreement because it's on a demo list, right?
yes, that's how we got here. I have not spoke to him. I've always had an open relationship with him. I have not heard from him. Mr. Vale has not said anything to me about it. I don't have any problem reaching out to him again and getting a rehab agreement and holding him to a fire. It's just been an ongoing process, and,
Bringing us along
Yeah,
too,
I
right?
think the same thing, yeah.
yeah. Stringing
It's
us
still on the
along.
demo list, correct?
It is.
That's still
Yeah, it
moving
is.
forward.
I mean, there's been some improvements to the property,
Yeah.
which, we always like to try to help
Right.
with them through the process, but I just feel like we're getting strung along.
At this point, if you can't
We do too.
do the work or swing the money, then sell it and let someone else do it. The house is worthy of saving.
No, sure.
I can cite him,
Or
absolutely.
we can cite him. He's
So what's your pleasure right now?
I hate giving another status, but I think 2 weeks so I can get a hold of him and get a rehab agreement in front of him. And
It's got to be
or whatever we need,
maybe 3 weeks,
whatever,
the 18th of
so
November.
the 18th.
that's fine.
18th, okay.
And that's more than enough time.
Right, right.
And I would actually ask Linda to send a letter to Mr. Taylor, or I request the board to order his appearance at that November 18th meeting, and then Linda can send a letter to, if the board would do that.
Okay. I will make a motion then to set this for status to November 18th and ask the law department to forward a letter demanding an appearance on that date.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item E, demolition status, 847 117th Street.
It's the old Rupp Library, as the board's aware. There was a permit pulled for a door apparently, but there's also been a rehab inspection done by Mr. Luter, and I just haven't seen it yet. So I don't know if it's stuck in my email or it's forthcoming. We anticipate that once I review that, we will have a rehab agreement in place. So if we could get a status for that November 18th date, I think that'd be appropriate, and I think, and maybe by that time, we'll have already had it signed in before you.
We'll do the same date,
Yeah,
18th?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I'll make a motion to set that for status to November 18th, 2021.
I second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item F, demolition status, 4407 Baltimore Avenue.
We have a scheduled date for myself and Lake County Adult Protective Services to meet at the property next Tuesday. So I'm hoping to bring some resolve to this concern once they evaluate the interior of the property, and we can attempt to get the owner, the assistance that he needs. So if we could set the property over for the November 18th date, I believe that would be sufficient to move forward with the property. We do have updated photos.
Same thing, this is status.
So you've got an order to go into his property
Yes,
next week?
Yep, I received.
He's aware of it, right?
Mr. Garza, I've been dealing with him since I was the first district inspector. And we have cut and clean liens on the property. We've had tow orders affected for the vehicles that have been parked in his front yard. The water service has been disconnected since 2018. Unfortunately, I don't feel the gentleman has the mental capacity to care for himself.
Okay.
And he's never reached out to me once. We're trying to make sure that the house doesn't fall on him.
Sure.
Okay, then I will make a motion to set that over for status to November 18th, 2021.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, meeting's open to the public. Does anyone here care to speak before us?
This is only a visual, and I shouldn't be here. I should be at home. It took me 40 years to buy a house. I bought a house in 2019. There was an accident over a month ago at the corner of Lyman and 169th on the northwest corner at 6:19 in the evening on a Saturday. I called 911. The police were there. The fire truck was there. Everybody was professional. The man was taken in the ambulance. The thing is, the easement on the Lyman side is all tore up. Like, the one track is 4 to 6 feet deep, inches deep, and runs 20 feet long, and the other track is about 15 feet long. Somebody has to come from the street department and fix this. Now, on the 15th, on the Monday, I called the street department and said I saved the sign because they hit the street sign, and if that street sign hadn't been there, they could have gotten killed because there's a big mulberry tree that sits there in a fence. They stopped 6 inches from the fence and the mulberry tree. Anyway, I had kept the street sign. The young man that came after I called, I said to him, can somebody fix this easement because I don't have the wherewithal to do it? And he said, yeah, we'll look into it, and nobody showed up. Well, that's over a month ago. I've been here asking people, and I don't know what else to do.
Are we talking tire tracks from
Yes.
vehicles that were
I
at
have
the
the
accident?
picture on my phone if you'd like to see the.
Have you done a 311 request through the?
I don't, it doesn't work on my phone.
It doesn't? Okay,
No,
so-
and I'm sorry, but anybody else would have just left these car parts, but I picked them up because it's our city. But the property belongs to the city of Hammond, so can somebody show up?
Johnny?
So you're talking, obviously, the stretch of grass between your sidewalk and the city street, right?
No,
On the
The
east side,
fence is
on
here.
the Lyman side?
right.
Okay.
There's no sidewalk, it's
Right,
a
okay.
fence, and
I know what
then
you're talking, I drive by it
it's a
every day.
20-foot stretch of
All right,
easement.
got it.
Yeah, can you forward that to us?
Yeah.
See if we can take a look at it.
Do we need her address?
Well, they're gonna have to remove the dead grass, put some soil down and sprinkle some grass seed. I take care of it in the summer, I cut the grass, pull the weeds. I don't know what else to do.
Well, we're gonna forward it, we're gonna get it looked at for you.
Yeah, we're gonna get it taken care of.
Well, I was promised that before, and he was busy and he couldn't show up.
You're in front of a lot of people and it's on camera. We're
I
telling you it's
apologize, well, I'm sorry.
okay, so
No,
it's
it's
gonna get
okay.
taken care of.
It's
So,
okay.
I could show you the picture on my phone.
I drive by,
believe you.
yeah, I'll look at it today. I drive by,
I could have sent it to the mayor, but I didn't want to get him involved.
What was
And
your
or
last
you
name?
shouldn't have to. quite
What's your
frankly.
last name, ma'am?
Crozier, C-R-O-Z as in zebra, I-E-R.
Okay.
And the address is 265 169th Street,
Okay, so you're right on the end, okay?
Okay.
and it runs along Lyman.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Then I will make a motion to forward, per request to
Johnny Perez.
Johnny Perez specifically, to take care of it, Ms. Crozier's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye?
Aye. Councilman Torres?
Yes, good morning, gentlemen. We're here, this is Mr. David Patino. He owns Tadimoto Food Stand and Grocery Store on Chicago Avenue, 1300 block, plus several other businesses. But he also bought the old Neo's Dodge on 7100 block of Calumet. And last week got written up pretty good. Well, he's owned it now for several years, for over 5 years. And he wants to put another grocery store and fruit store and other things in there. But last week, code enforcement wrote him up for somebody dumped some debris and construction material on his property. And some cars parking on it, several citations, but we're not here for that. He wants to put, block off the entrance to that, temporary fence or car blocks or something, and also put no parking signs and tollway zone signs in his property, because he's going to begin construction of that. So he just wants that.
Car wash there, remember that old Dodge?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So what we're talking about here, there must be access from the alley into the property, right?
Right.
In the front of the building too, because a lot of cars park in the front. So,
And they're not yours?
no, it's not mine.
You got nothing on that property, just vacant, right? You just
Yeah,
own it, right?
Just vacant, yeah. It's
because-
got a pretty good sized lot, and maybe about 30 cars can fit in it.
Yeah,
But I think there's a car wash next door to it. And
Right.
I think
They
they,
come to the parking.
yeah, I think the employees park there, too.
oh, I see.
Convenient for them. But
So what is he wanting from us?
yeah, I didn't know whether he should come here or not. By the way, I'm representing Councilman Emerson. He couldn't be here, so he
Okay.
asked me to stand in
Okay.
for him. That's just this. But he wants to know if he can fence off the entrance to the alley and in the front, and also put up no parking signs on that property, so nobody can park there.
I mean, I'm not sure what the ordinance might be, but, the car wash they don't have no exit into the alley, right?
No.
So, I mean,
There's an entrance or an exit to the alley, or off Calumet Avenue.
No, we gotta enter from the Calumet, and there is another space from the alley.
Thank you.
The people, they can come inside too.
To me, it's private property, right? So,
Right.
So what, he has, as a private property owner, he has the right to put no trespassing signs up and say no trespassing, it's a notice, and then he can call the police if they're trespassing. Also, you could put like I don't know if a chain would work to prevent people from parking into his property, but we don't put, and Councilman knows this, we don't put no parking signs up on private property.
Just assure that
And he can't put no parking signs up, he can put no trespassing signs.
Okay.
with being a commercial property.
Okay, I was sure about that.
The contractor who can submit plans for whatever changes, fencing, or whatever he'd like to do with the property. But we would only be able to issue permits to a licensed commercial contractor to do that work. But they can submit whatever plans they would like for review. Mr. Novak will review them as long as they fall in line with the zoning ordinance and they meet the requirements of, code and ordinance requirements. then he'll be
Yeah,
allowed
but I would think in the interim, Nick, if he just wants to keep vehicles off of his property, couldn't he just put up a cable between two little posts to keep vehicles from coming in and out? At least in the short term, he can do that. That would eliminate, at least one of the headaches he may have.
I would just recommend that if you do put a cable up, make sure it's fluorescent, because some people
Sure.
sometimes can go into that just
People can
for
see it,
safety
of course.
concerns.
That would keep the vehicles out.
And make sure it's on your property,
Yeah.
not on city property.
Not on the right of way.
Right.
As for the citation, they're correct, someone dumped something in the middle parking lot, come out of a car wash, it's there, it's been there for a while. Get rid of the stuff, move it on there, the citation will be gone. So,
You
just
know,
mayor getting rid
a
of
lot
it.
of garbage from the car wash, come in the parking,
Yeah.
you know, and they take the pictures, I don't know who, and, you know, I got the person that clean the parking,
Right.
for the grass every week, every 2 weeks, and, he say, I clean every week, every 2 weeks, and I told him, no, they send me the picture, it's a lot of garbage, then he told me, you know, it's a lot of garbage come from the car wash.
And
Okay.
as unfortunate as it is, if it comes from a car wash or someone throws it over the fence, it's still your property, it's still your responsibility.
Yeah, I know.
to clean it up. So if you clean up that, especially a pile of wood that was dumped, clean that up and then.
Like right now, I put a guy, and he clean up everything already.
Okay. All right.
So,
We'll double check on that before court
Yeah.
date. and-
So, I mean, did we give you a little bit of guidance as to what you at least can do in the short term to eliminate vehicles and stuff from
Yes.
parking, pulling into the property?
yeah.
If you have any questions.
You wanna give me the permit to put something in the alley so they don't go inside too, you know, because they drop a lot of garbage too in the parking.
We'll have to put that on the private, on your property itself. Okay, so that we won't have an issue with that. It's your
Right.
property, you can block it off if you wish.
Right.
And if people are littering or things like that back there, if you have a camera or something, you get a license plate, I mean, the police will look into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay?
Good enough
Okay.
for now? Okay.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
I just thought of something. They're putting in a railroad. And I was wondering, all the people that live along Lyman, are they gonna pass an ordinance that we can build a 12-foot fence so we don't have to look at the railroad?
Ordinances don't get passed here, ma'am. You need to
Oh,
to
we
city
go to the
council.
city council meeting, okay. All right, that answered my question.
Okay.
So all the questions have to go to the city council regarding the
Ordinances
railroad?
get, no, not all the
Ordinance.
questions, just questions regarding ordinances
All
that
right.
are not,
And if somebody has an idea, should they take it to the mayor?
it all depends what kind of idea it is.
Like a way to be creative and fix that bike path, the difference between the bike path and the railroad? I was thinking like every 10 feet, put like a concrete wall and have local artists paint it, so it'll be a breakup of the train
So-
and Lyman Avenue.
Yeah, so that's kind of a complicated question, but we can probably suggest where you start after the meeting, I'll be happy to.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all.